Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're unraveling the fascinating story of how India transformed from a colonial underdog into the absolute financial and political powerhouse of global cricket.
These two side-by-side bar charts illustrate a contradiction in global sports growth. On the left, the FIFA World Cup is expanding, climbing upward from 32 competing nations in 2006 to 48 by 2026. But on the right, the International Cricket Council is doing the opposite. Between 2007 and 2023, the Cricket World Cup drops from 16 teams down to just 10. The force driving that contraction is this massive block overshadowing the rest of the data. This is the BCCI, the Board of Control for Cricket in India. By leveraging the sheer size of the Indian market, they have become the wealthiest and most powerful governing body in the sport. The BCCI has redirected the sport's financial flow. A former colony now dictates terms to its former oppressors, rewriting the rules of the game into a singular global monopoly. To understand how international cricket became a closed-loop corporate cartel, we have to trace the sport back to its original purpose, a tool of the British Empire. During the 19th century, the British Raj used cricket as a tool for cultural control. They framed it as a gentleman's game, an exclusionary practice designed to project British authority and reinforce strict colonial hierarchies across India. Early Indian teams were systematically underfunded and culturally mocked. They were forced to compete on subpar seafront lands, while the British enjoyed pristine clubs, establishing a clear physical separation that treated Indians as inferior subjects on their own soil. That power dynamic remained virtually unquestioned until the summer of 1983. The Indian national team arrived here, at Lord's Cricket Ground in London, to play in the World Cup finals. The bookmakers gave them 66-1 odds. Against the most formidable roster on the planet, Indian captain Kapil Dev led his squad to an unlikely victory. They defeated the mighty West Indies and took the World Cup. The victory triggered a spontaneous cultural awakening. Thousands of fans flooded the streets back home, while those in London stormed the traditionally pristine English pitch. Lifting that trophy challenged the assumption of British superiority. Winning on English soil gave the Indian public tangible proof that they could defeat the world's most powerful teams. In the 1990s, the opening of the Indian economy and the arrival of satellite television beamed cricket into every neighborhood. Millions watched as the sport filled every crowded street and alleyway. At the center of this cultural shift was Sachin Tendulkar. He was a teenage batting prodigy who matched the statistics of historical greats and carried the emotional weight of the entire country every time he stepped onto the field. The scale of the attention surrounding him was immense. When Tendulkar batted, traffic in cities of 10 million people would simply cease. The entire nation would stop to watch him play. The sheer volume of fans tuning in created the single most concentrated, untapped demographic resource in the history of global sports. BCCI administrators, like Jagmohan Dalmia, recognized this leverage. Instead of paying local networks to air their matches, Dalmia forced massive foreign television corporations to pay the BCCI millions of dollars for broadcast rights. But that unregulated ocean of attention attracted a shadow economy. By the late 1990s, an illegal underground betting mafia had established operations out of Mumbai, processing tens of millions of dollars per match. To guarantee their payouts, these syndicates bribed players to underperform. The resulting match-fixing scandal exposed high-profile international captains, like South Africa's Hansi Cronje, who confessed to taking cash from Indian bookmakers. The exposure devastated the sport. Fans lost faith in the authenticity of the games, posing a direct threat to the BCCI's primary source of revenue. To rescue the market and enclose the ecosystem entirely, the BCCI shifted their strategy. In 2008, they launched the Indian Premier League, or IPL. The IPL operates as a closed-loop domestic franchise system. It pairs a rapid-fire format of cricket with high-budget Bollywood glamour and international superstars auctioned off for millions of dollars. The league successfully washed away the stain of the match-fixing era. The BCCI legally corporatized India's religious devotion into a regulated multi-billion-dollar entertainment product that they own with absolute authority. The financial success of the IPL relocated the geopolitical center of the sport. Power no longer resides in London. It operates out of Mumbai. This animated pie chart illustrates the Big Three revenue model. Total global cricket revenue is generated by the International Cricket Council, but a massive, disproportionate slice of those funds is pulled directly by three governing bodies: India, England, and Australia. India takes the largest share. As a result, the remaining sliver of global capital shatters into tiny, insufficient fragments. Smaller cricketing nations and emerging markets are starved of the developmental funds required to pay their players and survive. Which brings us back to those shrinking World Cup numbers. During the 2007 tournament, the Indian team suffered an early exit, costing broadcasters millions in television revenue. By shrinking the World Cup roster down to 10 teams and changing the format, the BCCI mathematically guarantees that India will play at least 9 matches, protecting their viewership assets. India utilized its booming economy to buy their colonizers' game. But in their pursuit of an airtight monopoly, they are slowly suffocating the global growth of the sport they claim to love.